want to talk a little bit about an alphabet agency. Yeah, a very important, very famous alphabet agency, the CIA. The United States was probably the last major power that got themselves a agency like the CIA to do their bidding. Prior to the CIA being launched, they had what's called the OSS. This was back in 1942 with Roosevelt. What Roosevelt did is they got the OSS together to bring all of our different branches that had to do with foreign intelligence together into a single agency. Roosevelt had a gentleman by the name of Donovan who was the head of this agency. Roosevelt thought quite highly of Donovan. He referred to him once that he was a man who had 100 new ideas a day, of which 95 were terrible. He did say, though, he qualified that statement that said few men had actually 5 good ideas in their lifetime. Donovan was one who actually produced them much more often. Roosevelt had quite a high opinion of him. Donovan was quite radical. He thought about things like using poisons against the enemy. He thought about using bats during the war to deliver incendiary weapons against the Japanese. He was quite a creative thinker. So the CIA was created in 1947, and they were going to correct a lot of the problems of miscommunication and duplication of effort that they had in the intelligence agencies at the time. So in 1946, Truman decided he's going to fix this, and he got an executive order. The Central Intelligence Group and National Intelligence Authority. So in 1947, they passed a National Security Act. They created a National Security Council, and known as the NSC, and under its direction was the CIA. The CIA was to advise the NSC on intelligence matters. 4 parts of the CIA: the Intelligence Directorate, Directorate of Operations, responsible for spying and espionage and clandestine collection of intelligence, things like that. They have a Directorate of Science and Technology. They try to keep the agency out there with the latest and greatest devices for carrying out their technical operations. And they have a Directorate of Administration, which is responsible for the Directorate of Administration, responsible for the CIA's finances. They take care of the purse. And personnel matters. They also have a Office of Security, which is responsible for the security of personnel, the facilities, as well as trying to find any spies that might be trying to sneak into or hide within the Central Intelligence Agency. The CIA has been involved in many, many actions across the world. In many countries, they've adjusted, I won't say interfered, but they adjusted many countries, trying to get them to come around to their way of thinking, trying to get them to cooperate with the ways and means of the larger countries in the world. They were part of things like the Bay of Pigs for Cuba in 1961. They were also involved in a bombing campaign against Yugoslavia in 1999. They helped destroy the Chinese embassy in Belgrade. They were quite irritated with Fidel Castro in the 1960s, so managed to have a lot of spy satellites that had been used for military purposes, and sometimes other tasks. They could also collect evidence of things like natural disasters and human rights abuses. Now, following September 11th, 2001, where Al-Qaeda destroyed the World Trade Center in New York and part of the Pentagon down in Washington, D.C. The CIA went into a big operation, which was a kill or capture campaign. They were trying to get any operatives Al-Qaeda that they could, assassinations, which were on their list of things that they would do. And then George Bush decided that he had a different outlook on this assassination law. And he said that the assassination ban didn't apply in wartime. Since we happen to have a war on terror, the CIA really had open season. And the CIA was quite ready to use lethal force. The CIA used missile strikes fired by drones to kill Al-Qaeda members. These attacks were quite frequent under Obama. Now, part of the CIA campaign against Al-Qaeda involved something they called interrogation. That's right. They had people that they locked up on what they would call indefinite detention, suspected terrorists. They managed to get a place outside of the U.S. territory, and they established what they called black sites, where suspected terrorists be taken and they were used what was called enhanced interrogation techniques. And this was to extract information from them regarding Al-Qaeda's membership and operations. Now, enhanced interrogation was a great way of saying that they could do whatever they decided to do off the top of their head. They could put someone in a nasty position and chain them there for a while. They wanted to slam you against the wall. They could slam you against the wall. Sleep deprivation was used frequently. Waterboarding, as you might have heard of. Simulated drowning. Many people were held in these different black sites. They also used Guantanamo Bay, which is down in southeastern Cuba. Now, the black sites were officially, quote unquote, officially closed in 2009 by an executive order signed by Obama. Now, unfortunately, the CIA, you think it's just the CIA. Well, it's not just the CIA. The CIA is quite an immense operation. They have an awful lot of power throughout the entire world. The CIA is almost like a separate, might be looked at as a political party or a small country of its own. There are offices in countries all across the world. They got their hands involved in many, many things, some of which might not make you too proud. If you do some research, you look back, you see the CIA was implicated in many things that, although they deemed it appropriate to the situation, a lot of people felt was really uncalled for. CIA is a force to be reckoned with, extremely powerful. Anyway, that's just kind of a short look at the CIA. Thank you very much for listening. Guys, please hit that like button, subscribe, share this with like-minded friends, and feel free to leave a comment. Okay, take care, everyone. Catch you later.